These thoughts don't mean anything. My thoughts don't mean anything. Your thoughts don't mean anything. Our thoughts don't mean anything. How does this feel to say or to try to tell yourself that? My name is Elizabeth Cermak. I'm a therapist and life coach here to talk about how to live less in guilt and fear and more in freedom and peace. And this is kind of a continuation of the last video I posted about how we are not our thoughts, we are not our feelings, we are the awareness behind them. These thoughts do not mean anything is actually a lesson from A Course in Miracles. I've been going through the lessons. I've gone through the workbook lessons multiple times of Course in Miracles, and I started it again. Today is January 6th, so I started it again on January 1st. There's one lesson for every day of the year, so there's 365 lessons in A Course in Miracles. I also have the app, by the way, the A Course in Miracles audio app, which is really good. You can hear somebody reading the lessons out loud to you. So I thought these thoughts do not mean anything is kind of a summary of the first few lessons in the course. And so I thought I'd go over that a little bit today. Do our thoughts mean anything? A course also says that later on in the course, it will say that all thoughts create form on some level. And that's also true. So do our thoughts not mean anything, or do they all create form on some level? Or can both of these things be true? Did I say both? Can both of these things be true? There is dialectical behavioral therapy is a type of therapy that helps us understand that two opposing truths can be true. We're not always good. I think we're getting better at that in society, but I feel like we're not really, that's a tough one for us to grasp because the human brain wants to categorize everything, right? It's really soothing to put everything in a category, like this is bad, this is good. Have you ever done that with food, for instance? Like, okay, I've taken like many food allergy tests or food sensitivity tests, and it's like, this food is bad for me, this food is good for me, but then it changes as my body changes, like our diets change kind of as our body changes. So it's like, not everything, our human brain wants to put everything nicely in its category, and unfortunately, life doesn't work that way. And actually, I think it's pretty fortunate that life doesn't work that way. Okay, so these thoughts do not mean anything. This is a way of breaking us loose from our thoughts and knowing that we are not our thoughts. It's just a continuation of knowing that I am not my thoughts, I am not my feelings, I am the awareness behind them. In our last video, we talked about tail wagging dog, when you can't tell if it's the tail wagging the dog or the dog wagging the tail, and how when we find ourselves that we've identified with our thoughts or our feelings and we feel that they are having us instead of us having them, that we can say something like tail wagging dog to snap ourselves out of it. I also like the phrase, be still and know that I am God, or be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God, be still and know that I am, be still and know, to help us break free from the grip that some of our thoughts have on us. So these thoughts do not mean anything. These thoughts do not mean anything. Okay, so I think that's lesson 4 in A Course. So I thought I'd kind of go through the first 4 lessons in this video and talk a little bit about this. Okay, now the beginning of the workbook of A Course in Miracles is really trying to get us to break loose from all of our ways of thinking and feeling. So it's helping us to see things differently, like break loose, right? So I'll explain that more in a second. So lesson number 1 says, nothing I see in this room, it could be on the street, from this window, in this place, that's in parentheses, means anything. Nothing I see means anything. Nothing I see means anything. That's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2 is, I have given everything I see in this room all the meaning that it has for me. Do you see where this is going already? I have given everything I see all the meaning that it has for me. So the first lesson is nothing I see means anything. And then the second one is, I have given everything I see all the meaning it has for me. It's trying to empower us to know that we are the ones that are creating our worlds, right? Okay, so lesson number 3 is, I do not understand anything I see in this room, on the street, from this window, in this place. I do not understand anything I see. Again, we're breaking loose from all our old ways of thinking. So I always feel like it's like putting the world, looking at the world on, when you're standing on your head. When I was little, I used to like lay upside down on the couch or something and look at the ceiling, and I'd be like, oh, that'd be so weird if I was walking on the ceiling. You'd have to like step up to get out of the room. Did anybody else do that, or was that just me? It was soothing to like look at the room differently. Okay, so what, I got off on a tangent there. Lesson number 3 is I do not understand anything I see. Lesson number 4 is these thoughts do not mean anything. They are like the things I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place, okay? So nothing I see means anything. I have given everything I see all the meaning it has for me. I do not understand anything I see, and these thoughts do not mean anything. It's kind of like, I don't know, you really have to be open to a totally different way of seeing the world when you're doing these lessons, because it can kind of be like, what do you mean nothing means anything? Well, again, it's trying to empower us to know that the world comes from within us. The world we see comes from within us. And to take our judgments and our prior thoughts away. You know, the universe refreshes itself every moment. I don't even know if it's moment or minute or second. It's not even, none of that really exists. The universe is constantly refreshing itself. So what happens is we keep ourselves in the past. You know, trauma really is keeping us in the past because it keeps us, and this is not even talking about trauma. This is just like, I mean, everybody has trauma. So this is like daily life, you know? We wake up and we have the same thoughts and we have the same feelings and we do the same things, and it keeps us, especially when we're thinking the same thing over and over again about the same thing, it keeps the cycle going. So these lessons are trying to get us to see the world differently. Our thoughts don't mean anything. Break free from our thoughts, right? We are the awareness behind them. We are the awareness behind them. And I love this idea that thinking of the universe refreshing every moment. Now, you can start from now. You can start from now. You can start from now and think differently. You can start from now. I just told a client that today. Now, we start now, you know? So every moment is an opportunity to think differently and to know that these thoughts do not mean anything. Okay, well, I hope this was helpful today. This was a quick video today. I'm really enjoying doing this, having a lot of fun, and I hope it shows. Please subscribe if you want more videos like this to help you live less. 2025, right? Well, that's the year we're in now. Hopefully this video will be up forever, but the year we're in now, we're living less in fear, less in guilt, more in peace and freedom. Okay, I wish that for everyone watching this. Peace.